I'm going to hang out for a second, see if anyone's going to jump on. Oh, my connection is yeah, this is what happens when you live back in the holler and you try to have Wi-Fi. Is internet sucks out here. Satellite internet, it ain't good. And that's like one of the few benefits people that there is to living in town, but that's okay. I can live without the internet. Or I can live without good internet. I see all one of you here. I'm just waiting here to see if anyone wants to get in on the chat. And I'm going to kind of talk about garden things. I don't know how long I've got for this little live stream, but I'm going to talk about garden things, plans. And you guys are actually like right in front of my plants that I've got started. Really upping food production this year. And I'm going to brag on my wife. Okay. I'm going to brag on my wife because she is an awesome woman. And we were talking. Oh, it's been probably last month. And my wife says to me, every time we go to the store, we should pick up canning supplies. She said, even if it's just a box of lids, she said, we should pick up canning supplies every time we go to the store that sells them. And I said, we should. That's a good idea. And she's and she's like, because I want to can a lot more this year than we did last year. I said, Roger that. And then I went out to my truck and cried tears of joy. And because my wife, to have her interested and saying, I want to can a lot this year, to have her say that is a huge, huge step in the right direction. So we have plans on canning a lot this year because the world's ending. They want to make it seem like it is, and I think this country's ending in the fashion that we know it. I think that is the case. For those of you all who may be interested, this is just tea. No whiskey yet, if at all, this evening. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But the world is going crazy. So you know what? And that's been one of the benefits of this world going crazy thing is my wife has woke up. My family are not the average people. My family was prepping before prepping was a thing. We've been living out here and growing a garden and had having chickens and all of that. We've been doing that for generations. And but they finally are seeing the writing on the wall with everything. And that's, that's a good thing that they finally woke up. Um, but that is one good thing. So plans this year. Well, I am starting everything from seed this year. In the past, I bought plants. This year, I've got heirloom jalapenos that I've started. Well, they haven't sprouted, but they haven't. They've had time. It's not been time. They should sprout sometime between Sunday and Wednesday ish. If they're going to sprout. If not, then well, we'll just replant. I plan and So I planted the heirloom peppers that I saved the seed from last year. This will be my first year growing them from seed that I have saved. Because when I grew them last year, I had bought them in the store when I grew them from seed that last year. And this year I will have the seed saved. Now I'm no stranger to saving seed. I'm no stranger to growing things from seed that's been saved. I've got tomato plants and bean plants that have been in my family. The tomato plants, I'm the seventh generation of my family to have these heirloom tomato plants. And I'm the fourth generation of my family that has had these green beans. So I'm no stranger to this. This has been a way of life since I was little. But I am the one that is starting to expand the family seed vault, so to speak. And I can't remember who I was watching. I think I watched the interview that Bear Independent did with Ice Age Pharma. I think that's where this is coming from, but I don't remember. But they were talking about saving seeds and heirloom seeds, and I don't remember which one of it said it, but which it's a good idea, even if it's wrong what they were saying. I don't know, but it was a thing as per them, and I would believe it would be true. It was a thing when you got married. The family typically, would pass on, like the daughter's family would pass on the heirloom seeds. Like these are our family's tomato plant seeds. These are our family's pepper plant seed, et cetera, et cetera. And so you would pass those on from generation to generation. And it would be a way of helping to set up the new couple that they could provide for themselves. Um, and we have, as a society, gotten away from that. And now, like I said, we passed down in my family. We have 3 varieties of tomato, and we have 1 variety of green beans, and that's been passed down to me and my brother and our wives. Um, I mean, and my parents are still doing this, but it's something that's been passed on to us to do, and it's something that the Lord blesses us with children. We will pass on to our children, um, and I intend on expanding this because I have these heirloom jalapeno seeds, which I have saved the seed. I've got a buddy, and from last year, I started two types of peppers. I started shishito peppers and jalapenos, and both of them were an heirloom variety that I bought at the store. And he wound up through a mix up in pepper plants. He wound up with all the shishito peppers, and he saved the shishito pepper seed for me. I saved jalapeno seed, and so we're going to trade some pepper plants back and forth. And I'm going to have some of the shishito peppers. And then some jalapenos. And that's the plan. That is the plan. And so I plan on putting shishito peppers and jalapenos and passing that along in the seed bank, in the seed vault. Now, I've also got an heirloom pickling cucumber, which they are a cucumber, but they're best eaten when they're about the size of the pickle, like the whole pickle you'd find in the glass jar. Those are pickling cucumbers. They will get bigger than that, but a lot of people don't like. They say they get a little pithy once they get past a certain size. They're not as good past a certain size, really. Getting them that small for taste wise is about your ideal spot. So I've got an heirloom of them, and I've like they came up very quickly. They came up within 3 or 4 days of having planted. Really, everything has come up quickly. Everything has come up, with the exception of the peppers. And I'll get to some of the other stuff too. So we've got that, and if they do well, I'll be saving the seed from them too. Also, an heirloom zucchini we're going to be growing. Heirloom romaine lettuce. We'll be growing them and saving seed from some. Heirloom cabbage, which the cabbage. All right, I planted the cabbage on Monday evening. Wednesday evening, when I got home from work, they were up. Like, not like 2 days. 2 days, and the cabbage is up, and I'm like, holy cow! I've never had a plant that I've started come up that quickly. And on Monday I also planted an heirloom variety of orange pear tomatoes. Now, last year I bought a store-bought, a non-heirloom variety of those orange pear tomatoes, and I tried saving seed from them to see if I could get them to start. Now, so far, and I planted some of them, and then in another container I planted an heirloom variety of those orange pear tomatoes. Now, those orange pear tomatoes have not come up yet that I saved the seed from last year. So we will see if they come up, but as of today, my heirlooms of that variety have come up, that's cool. Now, on top of all of that, this year we're going to be expanding our row crops. Corn, and we're also going to be doing sunflowers. We're planning on doing sunflowers and corn, and the corn we'll get some, we'll eat some, and we'll put it away. But the sunflowers are for chicken feed primarily. That's the primary reason that we're wanting to plant some sunflowers. is for chicken feed, something to help supplement their feed. Which that'll be good. We also are doing a family plot potatoes. And so a couple weeks back, we went out, we tilled a big spot, and planted up a bunch of potatoes. And it was a mix of potatoes. Like we had some that had sprouted from store-bought potatoes that like were from the grocery store, and we went and bought some more, and we went and actually bought some seed potatoes. And here's an industry secret, or a secret: your seed potatoes are cheaper, but your seed potatoes are only the potatoes when they go and they plow the potatoes, dig the potatoes. The ones that go to seed are the ones that are not looking good enough. They're kind of oblong shaped. They're funky looking. They've already gotten the eyes. They're already sprouting. Those are what go to seed potatoes. It's all the ones that can't be, classified as like a store quality potato. Any little imperfections in it that they don't want to put on your nice, pretty grocery shelf. Those are seed potatoes. So, they're just potatoes. Like you could theoretically buy seed potatoes and eat them. But that's neither here nor there. I am out of tea. That's that. That's depressing, folks. But well, yeah, so we did that, grew potatoes, and where we grew potatoes had originally had a hog barn on it. So there should be plenty. When tilling it up, it was very good soil. And this is our second year tilling it. Last year our potatoes didn't do good, and it wasn't just us. Last year our potatoes did horrible, and everybody I've talked to that grew potatoes last year said the same thing. Last year for us in our area was just horrible, horrible year for potatoes. But hopefully this year it's good. Like I said, I mean, my wife was all on board. She's out there. I've got pictures. Her planting potatoes with me, and good family times. And those folks, my group, my preparedness group, tribe, whatever, is primarily blood relation. We're all kin. And I feel comfortable in saying that much. And so we not only do preparedness together right now, we do life together. I mean, we, to the best of our abilities, live like our ancestors did. I mean, yeah, we've got new technology, but we try and we sit around the family dinner table and try to do things the way that my great grandparents on back did. Um, and and so that means we get together and we farm together, we grow food together, we work up food together. I mean, we all, deer season comes, we all bring our deer in, to one central location, and we all process the deer together. And many hands make light work. We go and we're gonna get some more meat birds this spring, and we'll do exactly what we did last year. We'll all get together and we'll all work them up together and process them and get them all, get them all in the jars and into the freezer together. I mean, that's what family does. That's what you're supposed to do as a family. Um, and I don't have the perfect Hallmark family by any stretch of the imagination. Not that really, since Hallmark decided to kind of try and go, using this term, woke. Um, I don't really even want the Hallmark family, because the Hallmark family, now could be John and Adam, uh, getting together and coming out of the closet, and I don't want to be. I'm I like women. I like the ladies. You guys do whatever it is that you want to do, but I don't want that Hallmark family. And YouTube yanks me down. Nah, that I am way below YouTube's radar because I am so not a big channel. But they'll come for me eventually, maybe. Um, yank down some of my videos that I've gotten a little more political than others. I see 3 of you. Hello, 3 of you. Um, Hopefully, you're getting some entertainment value out of, whatever this is. Um, but, yeah, so those are the big plans there. And then we'll be moving along. I'm still working on the property here, working on improving conditions. My ramps are up. That's another good thing, which those I don't really have to do anything about them, but we'll be going and digging probably sometime next month, or the end of this month. I mean, I guess it is. It is March, April now. So yeah, the end of this month we'll be going and digging ramps. And I'll be putting some more on my property from where we can go dig them, possibly, in different locations. And then I will also be having me some ramps to eat, because y'all who don't have ramps where you live don't know what you're missing. Wow, we are from 3 to 5, and thank you for the like. Um, but no, we will be digging ramps probably next year, or next week or so. Um, the big hey, oh, they absolutely, my ramps have multiplied. Um, how are you doing? How are you doing, Guns? But yeah, which I have ramps that I started 4 years ago, and they have really bushed out, really come out and grown. And then some, I will do my best. I'll tell you what, the problem that I have isn't filming so much. It's getting things to upload. And YouTube has, at least with the technology that I'm working with, YouTube makes it very interesting for me to do. But hey, CR, how are you getting along? Um, but yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll try and do some filming, especially when we go digging. Um, but so I have to show you guys where my hens, one of my hens, laid an egg. Um, okay, is that showing up for you guys at all? right there on the top of the roost. Yeah. Um, but so yeah, one of my hens decided to lay on top of the roost. um, let me bring it back up again. I'll see if I can get it. Hong. And right on top of their roost, they decided to lay an egg. Prepper Jesus, that is, well, so I'm curious, do you have the beard? Well, good. Um, it, I'm working with technology that was probably outdated back in 2014 when I bought this laptop. And it was the cheap end laptop that I bought. And it was probably outdated by the time it made it to the NEX in Sasebo, Japan. So, um, so yeah, Prep for Jesus. I am curious. Do you have the beard? And can you make you know what's the word? I don't know where I was going with that, but so yeah, you're using a laptop with a cracked screen. I have done that in the past as well. Um, and I don't use this. I use this laptop pretty much for um, pretty much for live streams, and that's about. Um, and then occasionally I have like a 500 gigabyte hard drive that I had while I was overseas that I will occasionally plug in and use it to watch movies and go through pictures and stuff from back in the day. But that's about all that this laptop gets used for, because I am a low tech redneck. Um, but pixels are intact though. Okay, that is a good thing. Um, I didn't even have this laptop until a buddy of mine. He lives just couple hills over from me, and like as the crow flies, we actually live less than a mile apart. But to try and drive there would be interesting. To try and walk there would be very interesting because it's hill, valley, hill. But yeah, um, I know these guys that they actually have like designated cameras and stuff. Um, yeah, I would have to be actually monetized and getting money before I would spend that kind of money on that kind of good technology. Because uh, that's not for me. But uh, I don't think my channel, this given the way that I am, if nothing else, I don't think there's any risk of my. Yeah, I most of the videos that I film are on my phone, and my phone does pretty good. Um, like I said, the um, yeah, um, yeah, most of that is on the phone, especially my older stuff. But like I said, the big issue for me is trying to get videos to upload, and um, I've done some podcast stuff on Podbean, and I've reached, I think, the end of what I can do without paying them money, um, which I didn't know that there was a limit to how much I could do before I had to pay them money. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten started on them, but that's neither here nor there. Um, I'm debating. I've got accounts on Rumble and BitChute, but yeah, I may try and do that. That way, yeah, I'm trying to let's. Where was I going with this? Say, well, I'm used to editing. Okay, okay. um, but yeah, like I said, I've tried doing the podcast things, and yeah, I've had some apps, and welcome to the chat, the High Desert Pioneer. If you have a name that's a little shorter to go by, that would be great, rather than me having to say all of that. Um, but like yeah, I've had the like editing apps, and I've somewhat recently gotten a new phone, and uh, but maybe that'll work out a little better. You saying that I'm all over the place, Guns, or is that something in the chat that I missed? Because I know I'm all over the place right now. I usually am, especially when I do these chats, because I get caught up reading the comments, and it just jumps me from one topic onto the next. And I could. I could quite literally just continuously talk as long as I've but it might not. It'll be just all over the place. But I was when I was just talking to myself, I was talking about garden stuff and future plans for this summer. That Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you were talking about, guys. You're saying that High Desert Pioneer is all over the place in different chats. Okay, all right. I thought you were talking about me, but I guess the world does not revolve around big country, right? Um, well, I have heard your name mentioned, High Desert Pioneer. I've heard it mentioned in several live streams that I have been a part of. Good deal, CR. Um, things are looking very springy to me. Um, yeah, the ramps you could harvest them right now, but uh, we got rain last night, and that should be good for us. But yeah, Guns. As far as when, I mean, just the springtime, and you really just got to look at them around March, April timeframe is usually when we go ramp digging. But there's now mine. that I've got started here. I don't know if it's a location thing or if it's a different strain of the ramps, but mine that I've got on my property that I started from what a buddy gave to me like 4 years ago. Those, if I wanted to harvest them as a source, as a food source right now, I could have done it beginning of last month, no problem. They would be plenty big enough. But the ones where we do go ramp digging on, there's a farm nearby that we have permission to go and dig ramps on. At the same time, at the same time frame, they were like half the size. We should get cicadas. We did last time they went through. The what was that? The 15 or the 17-year ones. But yeah, we get cicadas. Actually, there are several restaurants in West Virginia that I know of that last time the cicadas went through, they collected them and were selling them as part of some kind of a dessert. I think it was like they were like cinnamon butter glazed cicadas or something. I don't remember entirely, but they were selling them as like as food, which I'd eat them, I suppose. I'd have to be pretty hungry, um, but I suppose I would eat cicadas. But no, I love it when the cicadas are out because you don't have to have pizza here. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for dinner this evening. My wife is still presently at work because she works for a pest control company, and this time of year is really busy time. Really busy time of year because all the people are like, oh crap, there are bugs again. Oh, get them out of my house. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be putting cicadas on my pizza, but I will tell you the ultimate pizza, in my humble opinion, is the old pineapple, olive, and grilled chicken. There is also a local pizza joint. You got me started talking about pizza now. Now I'm truly all over the place, but my problem is too much pizza here. But yeah, the cicadas will come out. Um, uh, they should, and then will be very noisy for like 2 or 3 weeks. And yep, it doesn't take a whole lot. Part of the reason that I had tea in my cup originally, instead of a little bit of and maybe oh okay that okay. um but yeah, I'd have to be pretty hungry to be eating cicadas probably. Morels, oh that is yeah. Morels are good on everything, honestly. Like morel mushrooms are good on everything. um well, maybe not everything, but they are. I tell you how morels are best cooked, sliced up. You're not eating cicadas. Okay. Well, good to know. That's why I grow things, and I have chickens, so my chickens can eat the cicadas, and then they can make eggs for me and meat, and it's a win-win situation. And some of my chickens, they don't know how to use a nesting box, but that's okay. It's like I get an East. I'm an adult that doesn't celebrate Easter, and I get to go on an Easter egg hunt every day. And some of my chickens lay pretty colored eggs, so I get to go on an Easter egg hunt every day. And that was that I tried to show the picture earlier of the top of the roost that I've got for them, and them having an egg laid up on top of that. Those goofy birds. Um, that's the fun I get to go through every day. Um, but uh, but morels, we were talking. I was talking about morel mushrooms. Morels are really good with just a little bit of butter, fried up in skillet. Exciting start to the day. Yes, it is. It is. Not quite as exciting as my early morning start this morning, which I go in. I go into work. It's still dark, so I have to take care of animals at dark. It's still dark. I opened up the door to the coop, and a rat the size of my hand comes running towards me to try and get away from me. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I will have to have a rat killing here in the near future. Um, let's see. But yeah, I have green egg layers and blue egg layers, and then brown egg layers and white egg layers. And my wife wants pink egg layers because apparently, and I didn't know this until this year, there is a breed of chicken that lays a pink egg. I did not know this. And all of them taste the same, but they do look kind of cool in the carton. um, uh, yeah, that's pretty fun stuff. Um, but a very neat little start to my day. Um, if I'd had something other than a scrap bucket in my hand, I would have probably tried to kill it right there. But that's right. See, and when your chickens don't like to lay in their nesting boxes, um, it is truly an Easter egg hunt. And it's not just for kids anymore. Um, thing is like when unlike when I was a child and we had the plastic Easter eggs, these eggs don't have chocolate or gizmos like that in them. They have delicious egg yolk, which we've been supplementing the dog's food with eggs as well. So it's a win-win. Um, I'm still talking about meat rabbits, but I don't know if the missus will ever get on board. On board, yeah, they are starting around here too. And I just looked at one of my grapevines. One of my grapevines is starting to bud, and my pear trees are starting. They are all leafed out. I don't know if there's two other grapevines that I had. I don't know if they survived. I don't know if they're going to come back. But part of that is my fault because I kind of had a fire um, and get away from me and engulf a portion of my field. And see, you'll be in Nashville next week, but not near me again, huh? Oh, that gone, man. Um, we might. try and come down your way this summer. We might go back to the Ark again. I don't know, but I'll because well, I want to go and see the Ark again if I could get the missus. If she wouldn't be against seeing it, but we might go back there. And then I want to actually get a chance to tour one of the distilleries. Yeah, I hear you on that. Um, 5 cities in 4 days and 6 flights, so no time. No, I wouldn't imagine so. I have logged in a lot of flight time myself, and I do not miss it one bit. um, those 14 to 16 hour flights. Um, all right, sounds good, bud. Um, but yeah, we're kind of talking about taking the trip down there. I've got a week that I'm required to take off in the summer, and so we're gonna try and fill it with something, or at least use some of it to get a chance to go for some R&R somewhere. Um, and I don't know if we haven't decided yet, but I would go there again. I had such a blast at the Ark in the Creation Museum. I'd go just for that, but I also want to go and get a chance to tour one of the distilleries. I know that's quite the ironic combination of situations. But speaking of the missus, she is calling me right now, so I'm going to have to get off of here. So, y'all take her easy. I will try not to be a stranger this next time. But yeah, go ahead. I mean, keep in touch, guns. I'll try and keep in touch, and y'all take her easy. I'm gonna get out of here. Bye.